Hey everyone! I am so excited for this next year of seminary to study the Book of Mormon with our students and to help them read it personally on their own. I just completed our pacing guide for the upcoming year and I want to walk you through it. Make sure that you're aware of a couple of things. First of all, just like pacing guides we've had in the past, you will see here the weeks on the left-hand side. You'll see the overviews or links to the overviews here in this column right here. Each week of the Seminary Teacher Manual has an overview that lets you know what's coming up, what you can be prepared for. And then, of course, scheduled in on each of these days is an individual lesson from the teacher manual. Now, as is always the case, you're going to need to make some adjustments to this pacing guide as you adjust to meet students' needs, scheduling conflicts that might come up in your particular district or in your class. Please feel free to adjust. You can move lessons around from day to day. You can spend an extra day on some of the content from a lesson if you feel that's important for your students. Especially the first week of the school year, you're going to need to do some adjusting because the Come Follow Me block for January 1st through 7th is the introductory pages to the Book of Mormon, but you won't hold seminary every single day of that week because some of them are holidays. Many of you may not even start seminary until the week following. And yet you'll still want to be able to do some of these introductory materials lessons from that week and some of the introductory pages lessons. And so I've scheduled here the 1 Nephi 1 through 5 for this week, but in all reality, you might condense some of these lessons to make space for some of the lessons from the introductory materials or the introductory pages. Now, some of those introductory materials lessons will show up on the summer or on the fall pacing guide. So, for example, the Plan of Salvation or Scripture study lessons, you might have done something like that at the beginning of this academic year back in September. And so you might choose to do those, even though they're listed in the Book of Mormon manual in the introductory materials, you might choose to do those in September with a new group of students. Whatever you do, just consider how you can help students get excited for studying the Book of Mormon in seminary, and especially how you can help them get excited to read the Book of Mormon on their own. This is a unique year where we really want to help students read the entire Book of Mormon. Even though it's not required for credit anymore like it was in years past, we still want students to have a meaningful experience reading the Book of Mormon. Now on the right-hand side, you'll see different trainings and recurring tasks that you'll just want to make sure you are aware of. For example, January 6th, Saturday, January 6th, is our winter convention. Will be held at the Broomall building at 8 o'clock a.m. to noon, and then we'll have lunch afterwards with some question and answer. It's a wonderful experience to be together. So that's on January 6th. And then following the cadence we've had this year, on the fourth Thursday of every month, we will have a faculty meeting over Zoom. There'll be 2 sessions at either 9 a.m. or 8:30 p.m. You're encouraged to pick whichever one of those works best for you. I'll also send out a weekly announcement, just like I have been, that I hope you are reading and I hope you're finding useful. If there's ever anything that you want more of in those weekly announcements, just let me know. Couple of things that you'll want to make sure you're aware of towards the end of the year. First of all, the Come Follow Me manual has Easter lessons scheduled for March 25th to 31st. Now, if you're lucky, that lines up with your spring break, and so you won't miss any material from the Book of Mormon. But you might have spring break a different week. So say your spring break is actually this April 1st through the 7th. You can just move these lessons from this week up to March 25th through 31st, and then take your spring break when it's scheduled. Towards the end of the year, there are some unique opportunities for our students. First of all, for all students, on Thursday, May 9th, we have our second of 2 Tri-Stakes Seminary devotionals. This is, if you remember, the one that we had back in November, where all seminary students were invited to participate. It was fabulous. Over 150 students came. We got to study together, get them excited for some of the things that they'll be doing in seminary. This particular one will get them excited for the summer and just have a great time to meet together. It's a great opportunity for them to see each other and to feel like they're connected to other youth from across the area. Then, especially for our seminary seniors, we want to help our seminary seniors not graduate from seminary, but graduate into Institute and transition into a meaningful YSA experience. Even if they're leaving soon in the summer on their mission, we still want to help them have a meaningful experience in the couple of weeks or months that they might have leading up to that. And so to help that, As we have done in the past couple of years, I'm holding an Evening Institute class for seminary seniors starting Thursday, May 16th and going for the next 3 weeks. So Thursday, May 16th, Thursday, May 23rd, and Thursday, May 30th. Those classes are held at 7 p.m. over Zoom. All seminary seniors are encouraged to attend. We even bribe them by giving them makeup credit if they need it for seminary, and even giving them credit for seminary on that day or maybe 2 days. So rather than going to seminary at 6 o'clock in the morning that day, you can tell them, sleep in at least a little bit and go to Institute tonight at 7 o'clock. In addition to that, the church has an annual worldwide devotional that they invite seminary seniors to attend. That's on Sunday, May 5th, and more information will be coming in our weekly announcements as we get closer. Finally, as we get toward the end of the year, you want to make sure, of course, that you help students participate in the Doctrinal Mastery Assessment. Remember, last year we made the adjustment from giving students an assessment paper to fill out in class and to take a test to a group assessment experience. What you'll do is use the Doctrinal Mastery Assessment 1 review found in the Teacher Manual Appendix to guide a class experience, and everyone that participates in that experience gets credit for the assessment. If someone doesn't participate in that experience, they're absent on that day, then you can send them home with the Doctrinal Mastery Assessment 1 to do on their own, or if they want to involve family members, they can, and then to bring that back to you, and then they get marked as having done the assessment, just like the students that participated in class. Now, it is vitally important at the end of the year especially that we are up to date on marking attendance, on having students mark their reading or us marking their reading, and once we've taken the assessment, marking that assessment. Stakes commencement ceremonies begin in the beginning of June, and in order for students to be listed on the program and receive a certificate or a diploma, they need to have met all the requirements, which means if they have any outstanding attendance that hasn't been marked by their teacher, they won't show up on the stake program, they won't have a certificate printed for them, and they will feel left out. It's especially important for our seniors. Again, if they have any makeup work that is lingering that hasn't been resolved by this point, then they won't get a certificate or a diploma printed, and they won't be able to participate fully in the commencement activity. So please make sure by May 24th that all attendance, reading, past makeup work is marked and up to date so that we can make sure we're ready for that. If you have any questions on any of this, of course, please feel free to ask. As always, we'll have the weekly announcements and the monthly faculty meetings to make sure that we're connected. But thank you so much for all that you do, and please be excited with me for this upcoming Book of Mormon year.